Hey Monkey family, hope everyone had a great Tuesday. Checking in on the project. We're slightly in the green over the last 24 hours, up just about 4%. You can see I've got it zoomed out a little bit back to September. You can kind of see we're trading sideways here in the accumulation zone from about, 300, high 300,000s to as high as 2 million over the last couple months. I think we're in a great position here. We're holding up nicely. I think the floor is in or pretty close to the floor, which is great. And I know the believers are adding more each day. So I think we are in great shape here with the chart. And a couple of things in the news here. First of all, Monkey is now 5 months old. So congrats everyone if you've held for this long. I can't believe it's only been 5 months. It seems like we've been shilling the project forever, and it's become just a part of our lives, which is incredible. And I think the community is getting stronger. So just 5 months old, and the community is extremely dedicated, and we keep hitting the rockets on decks. You can see we're at 7,000 above now, which is incredible. And I've looked at it before and showed it here on these videos that the number of rockets for a project this young is quite large. There's other larger market cap projects that don't have anywhere near as many rockets. So just shows the dedication and discipline of the community to come here and hit the rocket each day, which is awesome. And I think over time conviction can increase the more you go through together as a community. I think we've seen that with Monkey. We've had the large pullback, obviously, a lot of great news, influencers getting in and then getting out, and things like that. We've been through a lot, and I think it just brings us closer, and conviction increases. And this is where the real money's made after you have the large pullback like this, but you have that established community, the well-known meme that Monkey has. So I think we are in great shape here. You can keep adding to your position and getting an even better position for when we run. And then remember, for those that have large bags now that have accumulated, Monkey's not a 2 to 3x type project in my opinion. That's going to be nothing compared to where we're going. So I'm holding for the long term for the generational wealth. And there's a couple good posts on X about that and conviction and that type of thing. So let's look and see what's going on X here. Andy Leon had a good post here. Why meme coins failed. They had noise but no voice. They had reach but no soul. $1 billion meme is different from those. So I agree with Andy here, and I think Monkey does have a voice, a unique community, and we've got that soul, right? So it's not just reach for the sake of reach. It's a group of community members that are on a mission, and we have that soul. And I think Monkey itself, as a meme, has that unique identity, and I think we're pushing it. And remember, we all create memes, and the monkey is different for each one of us, right? We're not using the same monkey, and we kind of make it our own and what we think, and it's all good. It's the same monkey, but each one is unique, if that makes sense. So we do have some soul as a project. Don here says if you survive 90% drawdowns, nothing scares you anymore. I think right now at this point with Monkey, we've survived the pullback. The chart's holding up strong. The community's still here. We're not worried about the next pullback after we've run up 10 million and it drops back down to 6 million, right? We've been here before. So I think over time, that's why the 5 months is so important. We see how the community reacts, how the chart reacts with different types of news. We're not scared anymore, right? We've been through it all. Slinger here says, even if the runner is masterfully bundled and market made with six-figure bankroll, it will be dumped because that's how it works. Coins often need to get nuked and prove there's a core of retards at the bottom. This is how it will always be, no matter if it's pump or bonk or whatever launchpad. Need retards. So, I mean, I would never call you monkey community members retards like Slinger did, but it does take at the bottom, at the core of it, some delusional believers. And that I'd use that term instead, although I do love the term retards here. It's the same thing, right? You're not overanalyzing things. You're like, I like the meme, I'm gonna buy it and hold it. And that's who's left after the nuking, as Slinger called it. So I think we've got that core believers, delusional bulls at the bottom here that still held, are still adding, and a community needs this in order to run. And so I think we have that base, that core, and like I've said before, that base is just ready to just act like a slingshot, just send us so much higher. So I'm excited about it. Don with another post here says you can't paper hand your way to generational wealth, and you can make money being a paper hand. And if you have high volume and you're skilled at it, you can make money, right? But that's not how you make generational wealth. The generational wealth is made by buying and holding what you believe in. So if you look at those folks that to this day are still holding Bitcoin, you see in the news sometimes a dormant wallet moves Bitcoin around after, 11 years or whatever. Those folks are the ones that are generational wealthy, not the folks that have been buying and selling Bitcoin the whole time and taking profits and all that. Paper hands, like I said, can make money, but that's not the generational wealth key, at least not for most people. The most people buy, hold, shill, DCA, and that's the way to generational wealth if you hold the right coins like Monkey. Crypto Guru here says breaking: Peter Thiel sold his entire 100 million stake in Nvidia, and he just bought 105 million Bitcoin today. Mega bullish for crypto market. So that is definitely a big deal, and I think folks are seeing, hey, the dip's in. This might be the last dip before we start ripping. So smart money like this, they're making this type of decision. Levis says study bag working communities. I think there's going to be more of a focus on bag working communities. People are going to look for that type of community. I think Monkey's a perfect foundation for this type of investment where you're looking for the communities that bag work and joining the communities that bag work. Don, another quote from Don here says, I believe the whole market is about to enter a real super cycle. Basically, everything goes to abnormal heights, new all-time high after new all-time high. I agree with this. At some point, I think we're going to have a super cycle during the next 3 years with Trump in office. The groundwork's being laid with all the legislative stuff and the crypto-friendly administration. I just can't see how we're not going so much higher here. And I think Monkey's going to benefit as well when money starts flowing back into the memes. The Bitwise CEO said live on CNBC that the bottom is in for Bitcoin. It's a generational opportunity. So obviously, along with Bitcoin, I think altcoins and our meme coins will eventually run, and folks are going to want to grab high quality coins like Monkey. So I definitely think this is a generational opportunity, even more so for Monkey because the huge potential upside compared to Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin's incredible, but if we don't have that much money, looking for something like Monkey is probably our best bet in order to get something that runs. And I also want to just remind everybody as we close here that your patience will pay off. Patience is huge in crypto, and if you're still holding Monkey, if you've added, if you're still shilling, you're still a believer, that patience is what we need, and that's going to pay off in the long run. Because if you're here, kind of at the bottom here at 444,000, you're the type of person that's not necessarily going to quickly take profits and uh, and bounce out, right? You've been around, you've been through the pullback. Why would you sell when you know this coin has such incredible potential? So I think that patience is going to pay off, and the hard work is going to yield results for us. And I think Monkey's definitely going to end up at the top of the crypto world. I believe it. I'm buying every single day and not selling any because I know where we are headed. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.